Last video we did take a look at the 6 benefits of real estate in Germany and why you might want to invest in a rental property. But nothing in this world comes without risks. So why would real estate? The truth is, buying rental properties can be a huge blessing and the best investment you can ever make, but it can also be a huge disappointment and the worst investment you can ever make. Good news is that a lot of these risks associated with investing in real estate can be taken care of if you actually know the risks up front. I mean, the people who get quite wealthy investing in real estate seem to be doing just fine, right? So let's talk about the 7 main risks of investing in German real estate and how to mitigate them or even how to eliminate them.
Perfinex, Personal Finance for Expats.
What's up everyone? Welcome to a new real estate video of Perfinex, the #1 English-speaking and independent financial planner in Germany. My name is Axel and today we will talk about the 7 fundamental risks of investing in real estate here in Germany. Because if we talk about the benefits of investing in real estate, like increase in value, tax benefits, passive income with rent, we also have to talk about the risks of real estate, right? I'm not here pitching real estate to you. For some people, it might make sense to buy a rental property here in Germany. For some, it definitely doesn't make any sense. And if you're wondering what makes the most sense for your financial situation, feel free to reach out and we'll give you our honest opinion on all things personal finance except taxes. So the problem with all risks of real estate is that they will only end up doing one thing for you, costing you your hard-earned money. Potentially a lot of your hard-earned money. And that's what we want to prevent with this channel and with our business. We're in the business of making money for you, not in the business of losing money for our clients. So don't worry, while I present to you the risks of real estate, I will also present you the solution for almost all risks, so you can leverage the benefits and minimize the risks. Let's try to achieve less risks, not no risk, because that's not possible. And let's start with the risk that is the easiest to mitigate or eliminate and progress to the one real estate risk that is almost impossible to deal with. Alright, real estate risk number 1 that is easiest to handle: your capital commitments. Investing in real estate is a long-term game. When you buy a property here in Germany, you have about 10% additional purchasing costs for the notary, ground tax and the real estate agent if you need any. So for every 100k of property you want to buy, about another 10k come on top just for fees and taxes. So the moment you sign the purchasing contract, your investment is down 10%. So it's best to give your investment some time to get you at least back to zero and a lot more. To the moon, right? And it's also best to wait at least 10 years until you sell your rental property again, because after the so-called speculation period of 10 years, you can sell your property completely tax-free. And that's pretty nice if you ask me. And that's just the commitment to the property itself. Most of you who buy real estate here in Germany will probably finance with a bank. Wouldn't be the brightest idea to buy a property straight up with cash, even if you could. So you have another commitment towards the bank you got your mortgage from. And if you break some of these commitments with the bank, they might charge you fees and penalties. So I cannot stress it enough how important it is to get everything right from the very beginning. If your real estate investing career starts and you hope that this will resolve itself, you might be staring disappointment right in the face. Next real estate risk that is also pretty easy to handle is real estate risk number 2, administration of your property. A property can be a lot of work, trust me on that one. And most of the work you don't even see in the beginning. Water tap might be dripping, so you need to order craftsmen. The service charge statement needs to be prepared every year. Nebenkostenabrechnung in German. Sometimes you need to find new tenants. Of course you can do all that stuff yourself if you really want to do it. Truly ask yourself this. Do you really want to do this? Or do you see your property as a straight up investment that shouldn't cost a lot of work? If so, you can just get a professional property manager who will do all the work for you for probably very little money. Because if you don't take care of your property properly, value will be reduced, rentability will be limited, and maintenance costs will increase. All the shit that you don't want as a real estate investor. Just to give you one example, there's currently an ad right here on YouTube, you might have seen it before or during this video actually, that the company is checking rental contracts for legal loopholes. And if they find some, the tenant can apparently significantly decrease their rent. Before something like this happens to you, get a professional property manager and have peace of mind that your investment is in good hands. Speaking about the tenant, real estate risk number 3, vacancy. Vacancies can happen pretty quickly and quite often if you're not careful. This is probably one of the most underrated costs of real estate investors, because most people think it's not that bad, right? Well, when you don't have a tenant, your rental property is just sitting there, empty. First, it's not making you any money, and second, you have to pay the bank. So you're actually losing twice. And the solution is not to get any random person as a tenant. You want a reliable tenant that treats your property with care and pays his rent every month, right? The solution is, again, to get a professional property manager who knows how to select the right tenants for the property. Or would you like to check their SCHUFA, their income statements, the confirmation from the previous landlord, and all the other stuff yourself? Probably not. You're the investor, so you want a reliable return and passive income. So get a professional property manager, ideally one who offers you additional rent payment security with a rent pool, where the rent of the whole property gets pooled into one account and you get your share according to your square meters. Gives you the maximum security to get a rent payment every single month. Now it might get a little tricky with real estate risk number 4, maintenance costs. I just told you that a bad tenant will increase your maintenance costs, right? Okay, but even with a good tenant, you will have to do repairs and renovations at some point. If you buy a newly constructed property, the maintenance costs will be a lot lower than if you buy an old property. But the purchasing costs will also be higher. So for some of you watching, it might make sense to buy an old property and renovate it, because the modernization costs are tax deductible and you get a government bonus like KfW. Pretty cool, right? There's no right or wrong when it comes to the question which type of property to buy. But more about that in step 2 of this Real Estate in Germany series, when we talk about the property types more in detail. The solution to keeping the maintenance costs in check is, as ever so often, to plan ahead. Build maintenance reserves, just like you should have an emergency fund in case you have an unexpected expense in your personal life. Basically, an emergency fund for your rental property. Check out this video for the best savings accounts in Europe, where you get at least a decent return on your savings. Let's get even more tricky with real estate risk number 5, costs that are not included in the purchasing price. We just talked about the maintenance costs and that you can plan ahead for them, right? Right. But there may be costs on the horizon at the moment you buy the property that you don't know of. So you can't plan ahead for them, which is bad, right? Right. Just to give you one of many examples, check the protocols of the Owners Association, WEG in German, before you buy a property. I've seen many of these protocols where the owners decided to invest millions into the property in the upcoming years. Next year, a new roof for 1 million. The year after that, a renovation of the underground parking for 1.5 million. And when this is not fully paid for by the maintenance reserve, you, as the new owner, have to pay for it. And when this happens right after you bought a property and the bank is not giving you any more money, what you gonna do then? The solution to this real estate risk is to make sure that you do buy your rental property correctly. And how do you do that? Always, always, always get a full professional property inspection done before you buy the property. There should be absolutely nothing you don't know when you buy it, so you won't have any unpleasant surprises that will financially ruin you. The last 2 real estate risks are really tricky. So tricky, in fact, that it's very hard to mitigate or eliminate them. Real estate risk number 6, location risk. The location of your property will play a significant factor in how much the value of your property increases or decreases, how easily you will find tenants, and also if and with which interest rate a bank is willing to finance you. And since we're projecting the future here, decades in advance, it is very tough to make any reliable predictions. Because past performance is no guarantee for future results. Feels so good saying this. The solution for this real estate risk is simple but also very hard to do, especially when you just start your investing career. Diversify. Buy rental properties in different locations. Buy rental properties of different sizes. Buy different property types with different strategies. Try to spread your risk as much as you can. I know it's difficult to do because when you just bought your first rental property, you have to take the cluster risk, and that's exactly why this real estate risk is almost at the end of this list. But there's one more risk that is actually tougher to tackle than the location risk. Real estate risk number 7, politics. Germany is electing a new government 9 days from now. Who knows how the new government will look like? Who knows what kind of laws the new government will pass? Nobody. Let's just remember the rent cap in our capital Berlin that was first introduced and then abolished again earlier this year. It might come back with a new government. Who knows? The point is to protect you and your property against all the political changes that might come eventually. Again, with a professional property manager who employs an army of lawyers that will find loopholes. Like the loophole that the rent cap doesn't apply for furnished apartments. I mean, have you ever wondered why almost all one-room apartments in basically all big cities in Germany are furnished? Here's your answer. Are you scared of investing in German rental properties now? Don't be. Yes, everything we just heard are risks when investing in real estate that might cost you no money. But they're part of investing. And as you know now, most of them are fairly simple to mitigate. Nothing is guaranteed, of course, but you certainly can lower your risk substantially if you know what to do. Most of the time the solution is to rely on professional experts who work in this respective field. If we can help you to find the right experts for your next rental property purchase, feel free to reach out and secure a free meeting with us. Let us help you maximizing your benefits and minimizing your risks. Take care everybody, and don't take unnecessary risks.